I'm telling you, we know how the story ends. Listen to a guy that grew up behind the Iron Curtain under the boots of the Soviets. I've seen with my own eyes the solidarity movement. There's more of us than of them. We got 15 devils ruling our city, starting with this corrupted, wicked man, Nahed Nenshi, and ending with 14 of his minions. And they tell you how you are to live your life. They are telling you where you can go and shop. This is the greatest segregation that this earth has ever seen. Are you okay with it? Well, I have a news for you. You can do something about it. Do not comply. Do not bow. So they said to me when I was in the States, bow and say you're sorry and you're off the hook. Never!
The divisive rhetoric of the past few decades has left the country more divided than ever. But vaccine passports have pushed people too far. And now finally people from every side, left and right, every political spectrum are standing together in unison. The people are united and they are saying enough is enough.
Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Adam Sos here for Rebel News, and we are at the United for Freedom rally here in Calgary, Alberta. A large crowd has gathered and is once again marching through the streets opposing vaccine passports.
There's more of us than of them. How come 50,000 communists are ruling over us? And they rose and they took it to the streets. And you know how many times for the past 20 years I've said, you want to win your country back? You need to do two things. You need to bring God back to your country. Also, you have to take it to the streets. Who owns this city? Is the mayor's city? Is Nanshi's city? Is the councillor's city? Is the Kenny's city? Is the Trudeau's city? Or it's yours? That's up to you, you know that? That's up to you. Take back what rightfully belongs to you. Who pays taxes for this? I do. This is my street. It's not the street. This is my land. This is my country. I escaped communism. And I will never ever allow another man to take that, to take freedom away from me. I shall die before I will allow them to do this to me. And if I have to sit in prison to prove my point, so be it. God is going to raise thousands like me, just like he did during the Solidarity movement. They can take one man. They cannot take millions down. Don't start working with each other. Buy from each other. Go to the Hutterites colonies. Buy their chickens from there. Organize yourself. It's time for war. And I'm not talking about guns and swords. I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about non-compliance, civil rights movement. I'm talking about solidarity. When you take to the streets and you say no more, the bullies, you will not steal my sandwich ever again.
I think it's really cool that everybody's joining together, even if we don't have the same beliefs necessarily, but we can agree on this one thing and fight together, which is great.
And any sort of final words maybe to the government officials out there who are dividing people, telling certain people that they have no right to access these goods and services?
Just that, well, I pray that they would stop the tyranny and let us have our freedoms and the freedom of choice for all of this.
If you want to get your own like this, you can go to rebelnewsstore.com and get it. What brings you out to the rally today?
I believe in freedom, and my parents came from a communist country, Romania, which was under the dictatorship of Ceausescu. And I believe freedom was never free to begin with, so we got to fight for freedom.
People are wondering when politicians are going to start to take notice. Week after week, thousands are filling the streets of cities across this country. We think we have to. One of the alarming things that I've noticed, and time after time, is all these lovey-dovey politicians like Naheed Nenshi and Justin Trudeau that use the language of tolerance and diversity and profess to represent all people.
You make a choice, a personal choice, to not get vaccinated, then I will have no sympathy for you when you come to me and said, oh, but I can't go out to a restaurant with my friends, or I'm not being allowed to go to the gym, or my employer is telling me I have to continue to work from home.
They implement policies that are fundamentally the most divisive, policies that have led to marches like this, with people of all backgrounds standing together and saying, a human is a human no matter what, and no legislation will change that.
Well, start by saying thank you for boycotting a place you're not allowed to go to because we didn't want you anyway.
There's no cause, there's nothing to stop this. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone.
We confront the hate with love. If you see somebody hating on us, we love bomb them. We say peace, we say love, we say freedom, we say we love you. And we move on and we stay focused on our mission. Don't let them pull us down. And if you see anybody joining the rally that is using that kind of language and yelling at people to take their masks off, it's our job as a community to step in and stop that kind of behavior, because that's not what we're about, okay?
Shame! Shame! Oh, you're so sad! Yeah, no God! I've never seen so many stupid people in one place!
It's incredible, and it's something that we notice time after time. No doubt there's going to be people on both sides of this conversation who are a little bit abrasive, but every time there's one of these marches, despite the numbers, repeated instances of vitriolic conduct and language used towards the march, the people respond with nothing but love. They're saying they're fighting for people's freedom. There's only one side of this conversation that is truly inclusive, and it shines through their conduct. Everyone is welcome to participate in this march, and not everyone is welcome to sit inside these restaurants. In case you're wondering, first off, if you're wondering where you can find Rebel News, Rumble, YouTube, the very helpful sign here. If you could tell us what brings you out to this protest. Well, unfortunately, folks, I'm sorry to interrupt, but YouTube doesn't want you watching this story. If you want to see the full unedited story, you have to go to rebelnews.com or click the link in the description below.